Now we are going to study immersion effects. You have studied the importance of light. When we studied raw material, we had talked about the white light, the part of visible spectrum that played an important role in photosynthesis. We did talk about a few wavelengths that were important for photosynthesis, and we got a rough idea what is the role of light. Now we are going to talk about an understanding, or you would rather say that there was an experiment conducted, and according to which a conclusion was arrived at, and it said that light has a role and which part of light has a greater role. So basically, in the immersion effect, we are going to see the effect of light on the rate of photosynthesis. Now, what is this immersion effect? This scientist, along with his peers, Emerson et al., in 1947, not 47, in 1957, they conducted an experiment, and they arrived to a conclusion that firstly, it is not just one wavelength that is responsible for carrying out the photosynthesis, and secondly, they arrived at another conclusion that there would be many wavelengths which would be absorbed, and consequently the wavelengths which are absorbed, they would pass on the energy, which you will study later on when you talk about photosynthetic units. But for now, the immersion effect was in the beginning telling that it is not just one particular wavelength which is responsible for photosynthesis. So what they took as the indication was rate of photosynthesis. Before understanding the rate of photosynthesis, a lot of progress had been made in understanding the activity of chlorophyll, where it was deciphered that the chlorophyll shows phosphorescence. I am coming to this, but do keep in mind these few terms. Phosphorescence or fluorescence, as we call it. It is part of photoluminescence. Again, this is part of your physics and chemistry, where you know that when the photon is falling on the pigment molecule, it gets excited, it goes to the excited state, and when it comes back, it releases energy. The electron comes back to the state, initial state, it loses its energy, and that is known as phosphorescence. And it was observed that the wavelengths it absorbed and the rate of photosynthesis had an effect. They were interlinked. Now, how they were interlinked? See, first of all, these group of scientists, what they did is that they illuminated the chlorophyll. They would use the similar techniques as in the case of chlorella it was done. The algae that was taken will be illuminated by a particular wavelength of light, and they kept in mind that this immersion effect is understood from an experiment, where it is kept in mind that the wavelength would start from 680 nanometer and would go above, like this. The wavelength would be above 680 nanometer, and what they observed is that when they illuminated the particular algae or whatever their material of experiment was, when it was illuminated by a monochromatic light, the rate of photosynthesis, which should have increased with increase in wavelength, it did not increase, and rather it declined. This is what was observed. Now, this is rate of photosynthesis. This y-axis shows rate of photosynthesis and x-axis shows the wavelength. Let this be 660 nanometer in the beginning, and 660, let it be 680, 700, 720, 740. So we are going to keep in mind that we are taking 720 till 720, because we studied that it is the white light part that plays an important role in photosynthesis. And see how this monochromatic light illumination has declined the rate of photosynthesis. A huge dip has come. Okay. Instead, when this monochromatic light was replaced, earlier they had monochromatic light. I hope I am able to convey my point as I want it, and you are getting it the way I am trying to portray. See, I am going to repeat it again because this might go a little bit above. Now we are getting into thick of things. So see, photosynthesis is all about light. Light was an important raw material. Now, this light is to be trapped by the pigment systems, the chlorophylls basically. Now, those chlorophylls have susceptibility for the light. They are sensitive for a particular wavelength. And that wavelength is not just one, and that wavelength is not only red wavelength, because we said that it started in the white spectrum. It must be higher wavelength that would be responsible for photosynthesis. It must be red region that must be responsible for photosynthesis. It was assumed in the beginning. By this experiment, it was later on cleared to a certain extent that the monochromatic light which they used, that was red and far red. Red and far red light, when they were used, far red means this higher wavelength, when these lights, only these lights were used, the photosynthetic rate declined. Then instead of using the monochromatic light, they used a short wavelength and a long wavelength light. Now when this was done, when this, instead of monochromatic light, this approach was taken, that a short wavelength and a long wavelength light would be used for illuminating the particular green part or the pigment, the rate of photosynthesis increased, or rather the decline was not there. Okay, so this is known as immersion effect. The other name for this immersion effect is red drop. So in case you forget what immersion effect is, this name is quite depictive, that when the monochromatic light increases in the wavelength, there is a huge drop that is known as red drop, because this is the red region of the visible spectrum. The far red light could not bring, though increase in wavelength was there, it was assumed that it is going to increase the photosynthesis, it could not increase the rate of photosynthesis. And this observation led to the further discovery of absorption spectrum and the action spectrum. So these two spectrums we are going to study, because we have to deal with the photochemical phase, where we simply talk about this particular wavelength is absorbed and this is later on taken into mind. So this is all about immersion effect. You don't have to get into that much detail. All you have to keep in mind that monochromatic light will not be responsible for bringing about the rate of photosynthesis. It would be higher if both short wavelength and long wavelength would be present. That means there would be a spectrum where the photosynthetic rate would be higher. So we are going to consider that entire VIBGYOR in those two spectrums and see the rate of photosynthesis. That is part of next lessons. But for now, you have to keep in mind that there won't be one pigment involved. Okay, there would be many pigments which would be involved. Of course, there would be chlorophylls. Chlorophylls are of many types. So the primary pigment is chlorophyll A, as we had discussed. Chlorophylls there would be many pigment systems. They would form a pigment unit inside the plant. They would totally trap different wavelengths. The entire crux of this immersion effect is only this, that different wavelengths of the visible light would be absorbed by different pigments. This is what you have to understand. And apart from that, a greater, I would say, conclusion was this, that it is not just one system that plays an important role in absorption of light. Do keep in mind that this immersion effect was somehow pointing to a greater implication in the photochemical phase of photosynthesis, which pointed out that whatever system is playing the role in absorption of light, it would not be individual. There would be two or more, you can say. But for your knowledge, you have to keep in mind that not just one system, whichever system we are going to discuss in later stages, whichever system it would not be a single system that would be absorbing a wavelength. There would be two systems that would be absorbing two different wavelengths. That is why the rate of photosynthesis is different. And simplest implication is this, that in the VIBGYOR segment itself, it is not just one wavelength that is responsible for photosynthesis, or it is not simply that you keep on increasing the wavelengths and rate of photosynthesis would increase. And as a result of this observation, we have these two spectrums that were later on studied, and as they were later on studied, after this we are going to study them later on in the next lessons.